Across the state of Michigan, there are incredible programs making a lasting difference in the lives of children and families. And today, we're highlighting one that goes far beyond the typical camp experience. Nestled in Pinckney, North Star Reach is a medically supported nonprofit camp offering life-changing experiences for kids with some serious health challenges. And it's all completely free of charge. From summer sessions to virtual programming, they've created a safe, joy-filled space where thousands of kids can just be kids. Welcome to Celebrate Michigan, the show produced on the campus of Medina University. I'm Chris Benson, and joining us today to tell us more is the Chief Executive Officer of North Star Reach, J.J. Lewis. Welcome to the program.
So glad to be here. Thank you, thank you.
Awesome. So I imagine, like me, there are probably people watching who, hard to believe, have not heard of North Star Reach. What would you say? How would you describe it?
Well, first I say, what do you mean you haven't heard about North Star Reach, this magical place that exists in Pinckney? I would say that this is an amazing camp for children. Children with serious health challenges who get to just be kids. And unlike several camp experiences, it's completely free of charge for them and their families. True magic.
Yeah. Until I heard about North Star Reach, I had not thought, I'm embarrassed to admit, about kids with different health conditions not being able to go to summer camp. So there clearly was a need for this program.
Yeah, there's a need because sometimes children have medications that they have to take, or there's other things that may make a parent a little shy to send them to camp. And what makes North Star Reach so unique is that we have a medical center right on site, and we have doctors and nurses, and so there's no more barriers to accessing a wonderful program like camp.
Which all kids should get to experience. I mean, you know, when you think about what they can do there and the friends that they make and just that opportunity to be away from home for a little while, to realize maybe what home means to you. I'm sure you've seen lots of those things happen at the camp when you've been there.
Yeah, I mean, you see a transformation in children. They might come to camp because they have some scars from a transplant, but instead of being defined by their scars, they're now with other children who have something similar and can say, we've got this, but now let's just go fishing. Let's go down to the pool or enjoy archery. It doesn't define you, and you get to just be a kid, which is half the magic right there.
Well, and I think about sometimes when, you know, children are dealing with different conditions or different characteristics or things that they've gone through, if they did go to camp, you know, a camp that is not catering to that particular population, they might feel like, oh gosh, people are looking at me like I'm different. And at this place, you're not different, is from what I understand.
Yeah, no, you're not different. You're just a kid now, and you just get to be with other kids, and you're creating lifelong friendships. And our campers are becoming pen pals from across the Great Lakes region or from across the country. You're meeting maybe your best friend, or what's really unique is at the end of 2024, one of our camper alums proposed to another camper alum.
Wow.
And so love is in the air too, thanks to camp. And they may not have ever met each other, except they did because they went to camp at North Star Reach.
So how did you come to be the CEO of this organization? Yeah,
it's a long journey. North Star Reach is part of the Serious Fun Children's Network, which was founded by Paul Newman back in 1988. So this has been around for a while. The first camp he founded was Hole in the Wall in Connecticut. Paul Newman's a brother of the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity. I'm a brother of the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity. We went to different schools, of course, but as an undergraduate, our national philanthropy is Serious Fun. So I've been affiliated with the network for 20 years.
Wow.
In some way, shape, or form, thanks to my fraternity. And I'm from Howell, Michigan, and when camp was being built between 2013 and 2016, I was living back at home, and I'm thinking to myself, a serious fun children's camp in my backyard. There's only 9 in the United States.
Oh, wow.
And now there's one right here in Livingston County. I've got to find ways to get involved. So a lot younger then, so my first gift was a little smaller, but I was one of the first donors to North Star Reach, and I was also still active with the fraternity as our national service advisor. So I helped bring FITAWs from across the country to assemble all the bunk beds in 2016 before camp opened, and I like to say that my brothers were the first campers because we were the first ones who slept in those beds that we assembled.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So it comes out of a tradition of service. And you know, I think that sometimes when people hear about fraternities, sororities, they don't think about that aspect, but we know that there's a lot of service that goes along with that. So that's how you got connected to the
That's how I was
organization.
connected. That's right. Correct.
Okay. So what does it mean to you to be the CEO of this organization?
Well, I get to be at the helm, but really it's the staff and the volunteers who get to do all the fun work. And my job is to celebrate them and to amplify them and be the cheerleader. And then, you know, watch the books and a few other things. But it's just a special thing because, again, I'm the second FITAW after Paul to lead a serious fun camp. And it's from my backyard. I got to move home to Howell to take the helm of North Star Reach, and how beautiful is that to be able to have a homecoming, but also support a camp experience that children otherwise wouldn't have. I tell folks, growing up I was in the Boy Scouts, and I got to camp all the time through Scouts. My family went camping. But children with serious health challenges, they don't always have that experience. I was fortunate to do that. There's 1.5 million children in the Great Lakes region who have a serious health challenge. And if it weren't for North Star Reach or other serious fun children's camps, they wouldn't be able to experience camp.
Wow.
Now they can.
Wow. That sounds like it really comes from the heart, and I love hearing that. Oh, well, we've already got to take a short break. When we come back, we'll learn more about the community and experience at North Star Reach. Stay tuned.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Unc, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm gonna look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911. Stroke's no joke.
I want to see the world.
When you pick up a book
I used to read every night to all the younger kids.
and let your imagination break free, you won't believe how much fun it can be.
Let down your house!
Experience a world of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. Get tangled up in a good book. Explore new worlds. Read. Visit read.gov today.
Check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson. Joining me today is Chief Executive Officer from North Star Reach, J.J. Lewis. J.J., I want you to just paint a picture of this camp now. I know it's in Pinckney. I've been there. It's beautiful. But for people who haven't, tell us a little bit about the area.
Yeah, what I think is unique is a Paul Newman saying, so camp is just through hell. And Paul used to say that this is a place for children to kick back and raise a little hell, and how fitting that North Star Reach, you actually have to pass through it.
Through Hell, Michigan, right?
Through Hell, Michigan. You go through Hell, Michigan to get to camp, and we sit on 105 acres of land. It's owned by the University of Michigan, but we are not a University of Michigan camp. We're just on their grounds. It used to be a fresh air camp back in the day, and it wasn't used for a number of years, and then we took over, and now it's in use. 105 acres though, and new. It's a new camp. We raised $23 million through a capital campaign.
Wow.
Took down all the buildings that were there and created all new buildings. So it's a new camp, 10 years old, with cabins and yurts and a boathouse, our observatory, the medical center, a big old dining hall, an amphitheater, so much that children and families can enjoy.
I looked at, you've got so many photos online, and we're going to look at those in just a couple minutes, but I know there's so many things you can do there. All the typical camp things I saw kids doing, which, you know, when you introduce the camp and say, well, this is a camp where, you know, kids that might have some serious health challenges or conditions going on, people might not think that they could do all the things they're doing at this camp, but I mean, it was all these things.
It's all those things, and it's purpose-built.
Yeah.
We have a tree house, but it's accessible. All of the cabins you can fit wheelchairs through. It is an accessible camp. Again, no barriers. There are 0 barriers for children and their families.
And all year round?
And it can be all year round because those cabins they have AC, which you don't want to use, but we could. It's camp in the summer. You're not supposed to.
Right. You got to sweat it out.
It's not glamping.
Right.
It's camping.
Right.
And they're heated too. So we could be year round because it's Michigan. We get the cool weather.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Well, let's give our audience some pictures of what the camp looks like and the people enjoying it. So tell us what we're going to be seeing here.
Okay, so this is a group of our kids and some counselors around an evening bonfire. Obviously, a big part of any camp experience is bonfire. So you see them most likely singing songs or telling tales.
Will there be s'mores? That's my question.
There will be s'mores.
Just want to make sure.
That's right. Yep. You know, how cute is this? We serve children ages 7 to 17. So these are some of the youngest campers. I'm sure they're already BFFs on whether this is day 1 or 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Look like they're having a great time.
Right. One of our campers and a counselor just enjoying a little relaxation, probably in between some activities or before a meal. This is one of my favorite shots, just outside the observatory, one of our stars. So we have 3 stars in our logo, and so you see that here. Just a great shot. Outside of our tree house, we do have an area where children can relax a little bit in these hammocks. So this is just outside of that tree house, and they're enjoying some free time.
So much fun.
Look at all these smiles too. Can you
I
see
know.
that there's not a frown in sight? And you were asking about s'mores, and here you go.
There it is.
There's a lot of s'mores being roasted there.
Again, just to be outside in Michigan, there's nothing like it. I think, you know, in the summer, you were mentioning just having experiences with the Scouts and, you know, allowing children to be able to enjoy the great outdoors is amazing.
Right. That's right. This is the amphitheater, so we're seeing it from the stage out to the audience. We can sit about 300 folks in that audience, and again, purposely designed so wheelchairs can fit through every one of those aisles. But this is on usually the last night of camp, and everybody's doing some activities, whether it's a skit or a song, they're telling jokes. They're just having a great old time on that last evening of camp.
Looks like so much. Oh, look at these guys.
And again, smiles. We were either going to or from the pool or both. Maybe coming back from some kayaking and or canoeing. But man, they're just having a lot of fun, and I'm a little jealous because I'd like to be out there too with them.
Yeah, I have to say, seeing all these smiles and activities just makes me want to get out there and do it myself.
That's right. This says we're right outside of that tree house, one of the staples at camp, enjoying maybe an exercise. I'm not really sure, but again, it looks fun.
One of those icebreakers or team builders that you do at camp,
That's
you know,
right.
where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, you first get there and you think, I don't want to talk to anybody here. And then by the time you leave, you're like crying, like, I can't believe it's ended already,
That's
right?
It goes fast. It sure does go fast.
And I imagine the kids get lots of skills there and lots of experiences that they can use throughout their life when they're at camp.
Yeah, I think with some of my favorite stories, might have been the first time a child went fishing and caught their first fish was at camp at North Star Reach, or the first time that they were in a kayak or in a canoe. Perhaps the first time being in a pool. Because sometimes you might not be able to, based on how you have to regulate your body heat, but we have a warming hut so that you can stay at that right body temperature. Wow. So there's a lot of firsts that can happen at camp. And again, if it weren't for North Star Reach, it wouldn't be possible for so many children.
And who knows where those firsts can lead? Again, giving those kids an opportunity to think of what could be possible that they might not have thought of before.
Right.
So
many families talk really about confidence and how confidence is being created thanks to these experiences and connection. So we're building community and a place and sense of belonging, which are just great things to have.
Awesome. Well, it's time for another short break. We'll return and stay tuned, and we'll learn more about North Star Reach and their mission to help families and children.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Maria, so how's work?
It was fourth period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson, and I'm joined again by J.J. Lewis. So, J.J., we have a friend here that I feel I want to apologize for not having you introduce him sooner. Would you please let us know who is sitting next to you?
I'm so sorry, y'all. This is Moose. Moose is our mascot at North Star Reach, and he just had to come along. When I said we're going to be on Celebrate Michigan, he said, I want to celebrate Michigan with you, and here he is.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Moose, I'm glad you're here. glad you could be here with us. I know he doesn't talk much, but
he's pretty quiet.
Okay, excellent. And you talked about this concept of mooseness. Tell me what that is.
Yeah, so many times you have experiences, but you just don't know how to explain it. And so at North Star Reach, we say that experience was mooseness. And not only is moose the mascot, so much of camp has moose themes throughout. We love moose, and we know that children and families and volunteers, guests and visitors, when you come in and when you leave, you will have experienced mooseness with us.
Oh, awesome. Sounds great.
It sounds great.
So you mentioned that there's no cost for the camp, for the campers, but I know there's a cost. How do you do this? How do you get the funding that it must cost to put on this camp and care for everybody the way they need to be cared for?
Right. Again, North Star Reach is a great nonprofit organization, and we're powered by that spirit of philanthropy. And philanthropy can come in so many forms. Volunteerism, and we're always looking for volunteers. We need volunteers to help with programming, and we rely on doctors and nurses to volunteer their time for our week-long camps and our weekend camps. We also are looking for donations. We do not charge families to attend camp. There's zero cost, but of course there's cost. And so we have about a $2 to $3 million operating budget, depending on how many programs we offer for that year. And we rely on individuals and corporations and foundations to help fuel this impact. And we need the whole community to know about it. We can't be a best kept secret. We need families to know about and apply, and we need donors and individuals to help ensure that children have this experience. And only through them and because of them will children with serious health challenges be able to experience camp.
And what a great gift that is to know that again, the money that you've donated is going towards something like this, where again, you can create those life-changing experiences for kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so special. Where else would you want to give money to? I know everybody has their passions.
Sure,
so my passion, of course, is serving youth and serving children. And what's so neat about North Star Reach is we do have amazing donors. And throughout the year, there may be a matching gift opportunity. And so there's times where your gift might be matched or double matched, which has happened a few times. And so your dollar is going even further so that more and more children can, again, experience camp. There's only so many cabins, and so we can only serve so many children. I mentioned earlier, there's about 1.5 million children throughout the Great Lakes region who have a serious health challenge. And so we need the support of the community to ensure that we can provide these experiences.
Where can people find out about you? I looked at your website and saw that there was just so much information there. Is that the best place to go? Are you on the social media outlets as well?
Yeah, we're almost everywhere. Almost everywhere. So NorthStarReach.org. Our website was refreshed recently. A lot of great information, a lot of great videos to see our work in action. The best way to learn about North Star Reach, though, is to come on down to Pinckney and stop by. We're always available to show folks around, and we're always glad to show off this amazing space, this magical space. So reach out, schedule a tour, come on down, apply to be a camper, volunteer, make a gift. There's so many ways.
There's a lot of different ways. What do you see for the future of North Star Reach? Or what do you hope for?
Yeah, I say the future's bright. There's 365 days in a year. There's some holidays, so I don't know that we'll be programming necessarily on all of those holidays, but I see a time in the nearish future, distant future, where we are offering year-round programming because the community is helping ensure that is a possibility. We're set up for it. We just need some community partners to help bring that to life. Sure. We want to serve kids. That's the bottom line. There's nothing else in it except finding joy and community and connection for these children who might not otherwise be able to find it. They can with North Star Reach, and they can because of donors and volunteers.
Awesome. And what have you found there? So, what has this camp really taught you, or what do the campers teach you?
So many times we have doubt, we have fears, and then you see children who might have a challenge, but then they come through those gates and there's no challenges. It's not that it's all carefree and worry-free, but they show joy and remind me that there's nothing that you can't do if you have the opportunity to do it. And they're just an amazing bunch of kids year in and year out. They bring more smiles, and so it's more smile lines. They've taught me how to enjoy no hands spaghetti, which is a tradition.
Boy,
and we have some special rules that apparently our camp uses, but not all the other camps. I've learned some different camp songs. I'm not ready for the skits yet, but man, just the joy that you see. And the joy you see on families when they come in and get their children, their campers, it's powerful. It's so powerful.
We have an audience here if you'd like to share a song that you've learned, a camp song.
No,
not this time?
I hear we're out of time. We're nearing that time. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, this has just been a wonderful experience learning. Again, I mentioned I didn't know about North Star Reach, and now that I know, I'm hoping that folks out there, again, who are hearing about it just today, maybe for the first time, will check it out and see what they can do. We've got some great pictures here, and your website, again, has so much information. Tell us one more time where they can find you.
Go on down to northstarreach.org or come out to Pinckney. Stop by camp.
It's not that far, right?
Not that far.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for joining us on the show today. We have really learned so much about the camp. And how many, you said one of 9 in the country?
In the country. So Serious Fun, there are 30 programs and camps throughout the globe. And here in the United States, there's 9. And we're the youngest. We're the 9th camp here in the U.S.
Wow. I can't, well, and I'm sure you have all kinds of plans for where it's going to go.
That's
and
right.
You're excited to keep welcoming those campers.
We are. We're so excited. Come on down, campers. Come on down.
That's right. See Moosey.
That's right. Come on, see Moose.
Well, we wish you all the best in the future, and we're so glad you could spend some time with us today on Celebrate Michigan.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Having me and Moose.
I know, exactly. You guys got to go get some dinner now.
That's right.
And it's been such a pleasure having you with us here today. We thank you for sharing this time with us and learning more about North Star Reach. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. We'll see you next time.